Good morning, first graders. Miss Jen is back with our reading lesson, and today we'll be reading a new story called Everyone. Let's read the title all together. It says, A Very Rainy Day, written by Millie Howard, illustrated by Stephanie True. Oh, and look at the picture. It is raining a lot. Do you see a lot of raindrops over here with cloud? No. All right, then, first grade, what kind of rainy day is a very rainy day? What do you think? Right, raining a lot, pouring, right? Right, it's a day that has like foggy rain that mists up the windows and a drippy rain that puddles up the yard. You will see a lot of puddles or even like muddy puddles. And I know that some of you guys like to step on the muddy puddles because, yes, I know it is fun, but your clothes will get all, messy. So make sure to have your raincoat on and rain boots on if you want to do that. And raise your hand if you like a rainy day. Okay, I see some hands up. Miss Jen loves a rainy day. So whenever we have rain, I would definitely go outside with my umbrella and just, go for a walk in the rain. So let's find out what's going to happen on a very rainy day in the story. Okay, everyone, Miss Jen is going to read the story for you as always. So have your finger up, finger down on in. Okay, here we go. In my home, we have a box. It is a special box. Mom keeps it in a chest up in her room. And there it stays waiting for a very rainy day. Okay. In first grade, chest is just like a box with a lid. You can put things in it. Okay. I wonder what's in the chest. A very rainy day can't be a rainy day that comes and goes without much to say for itself. It has to be a foggy rain that mists up the windows. It has to be a drippy rain that puddles up the yard. So what is a very rainy day, first grade? Right, a foggy rain that mists up the windows and a drippy rain that puddles up the yard. That's a very rainy day look like. On days like that, Mom brings down the box. Sometimes the box has things to play with in it. Sometimes they are things we have not seen for a while. Sometimes they are things we have never seen before. Oh, wow. That is very fun. So first grade, what does Mom do on very rainy days? Right, Mom brings down a special box. And what kinds of things are in the box? Right, things to play with, right? Sometimes the box has things to play with, sometimes something that they have not seen for a while. Yeah, could be anything. All right, moving on. Sometimes the box has lots of things to make music. There will be sand blocks and drums and flute. There will be pot lids and hammers and jingle bells. It is hard to choose, but we do. Then we march from room to room. Mom and Dad do not fuss or frown, but sometimes I think they put cotton in their ears. Well, that's a fun way to spend a very rainy day. So let's look at the picture here. So what are they doing? Yeah, it's the family. We have mother, father sitting on the chair, and a girl and a boy. What do you think they're doing? Yeah, they're playing music, right? With what? With a drum, right? And it looks like it's cymbals. Yeah, or it could be pot lids to just make some kind of music. So that's what they do. If they find some instruments to play music, then they would play music. And what do they do while they're playing the music? Right, they march from room to room, just like a marching band, right? And what does mom and dad say about it when they play music? Right, they do not fuss or frown, meaning they don't complain or they don't tell their children to stop, right? But um, they think sometimes their parents put cotton in their ears. What does that mean? Yeah, because it's very loud and noisy. Mom and dad they don't say anything. They don't tell them to stop playing the music, but they let them play and they just, put something in their ears so that it's not so loud, right? Okay, so that's what they do. They play music sometimes. Moving on. Sometimes the box has things to do in it. There will be books on how to make things. There will be empty boxes that mom has saved so we can play store. I like being the store clerk. I add up the things people buy. I can add up the money and then put stuff in bags. Okay. So what other things might the children find in the box? Yes, they might find books on how to make things and empty boxes for playing store. Well, that's fun, playing a store. Well, let's take a look at the picture real quick. Ooh, look at that. So these are the empty boxes that mom saved for them to play store. And see, she's being the clerk, the person who sells things at a store, and the boy is buying things. He's a customer and she's a clerk. So I think it looks like he's buying some canned food, right? And he will pay some money. I don't know if it's real or fake, but he's paying some money and she's putting the things that he bought in a bag. That's fun. Have you guys ever played store at home with your brothers and sisters or even your parents? Maybe you have. I have, and it's a lot of fun. So if you have some, since we're staying home, perhaps you could play store with your baby brother or sister or parents. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep on reading here. Oh, we just read this page, right? Okay. All right. So when she is a clerk, first grade, when she's a clerk, what does she do? Right. She adds up the things people buy and add up the money and then put stuff in bags. That's what a clerk do. Yeah. Or clerks do. They add up the money and put things that people bought in the bag. Okay, so clerk and customer. All right. Sometimes the box has lots of dresses and shirts and hats in it. Wow, it is a very special box. It has a lot of things. We dress up. I can be a lady in high-heeled shoes. We can put on a circus for mom and dad. In a circus, I can put on a pretty gown and ride a fine horse or make people laugh when I act like a clown. I can be anything I want to be, just for a little while. So when the sky is not blue, I think of the box. When raincoats drip and boots splash, I think of the box. When books are damp and papers are limp, I think of the box. And when mom brings down the box from her room, it must be a very rainy day indeed. Oh, okay. So first grade, what else is in the box on a different very rainy days? What other things could be in the box? Right, dresses, shirts, and hats, right? And what can the children do when they dress up? So they will dress up with the dresses, shirts, and hats. And what can they do when they're dressed up? Yeah, they can put on a circus for mom and dad. It's like a show. Yeah, you could dance or sing or do some movements. That's a circus. Okay. They'll put on a show for mom and dad, right, when they're dressed up. And and what do the children pretend to be in the circus? What do they pretend to be? Yeah, they will pretend to ride a horse, or to be a clown. Yeah, act like a clown, or to horseback rider. Okay, since they don't actually have a horse at home, they'll pretend, they will act like a clown or a horseback rider. Yeah, and they can be anything they want to be for a little while. Okay, this is really fun. And the storyteller, the children, it looks like the children is the storyteller in the story. And whenever the sky is not blue, they think of a box. What other situation do the children think of a box? Right, raincoat strip, boots splash. And when the books are damp, it means a little bit of wet. Yeah, it's a bit wet. When books are a bit wet, she thinks of a box. Yeah. And when their mom brings down the box, then they know it must be a very rainy day. Oh, that is a very fun tradition. Do you guys have any family tradition that you do on a rainy day? Right. Um, Miss Jin has Miss Jin's family tradition for a rainy day. Miss Jin's mom, my mom, used to bake donuts. Yeah, I don't know why, but just for some reason, it was just a tradition that we had. Whenever it rains outside, whenever we have rainy days, my mom would bake donuts for us. So whenever it rains, until now, I think of donuts on rainy days. Yeah. So what about you guys? Do you have your family tradition? Anything that you do with your family on a rainy day? Think about it and share with me during our Zoom session. Okay. All right. So first grade, yesterday we read a short poem, right? And today we have another poem about rainy day. Okay, why don't we take a look at it? Let's read it together. It's called Raindrops by Robin E. Scroggins. Drip, drip, drop. Rain falls on top of my bright yellow hat. Drop, drop, drip. And raindrops slip off my wet orange cat. Oh, I love the poem. So first grade, if you want to write a poem about rainy day, you can definitely use these words. Yeah, the sound that raindrops make, drip, drip, drop. Okay, if you add these words, the sound of a thing or an animal makes in your poem, that makes it a lot more fun and interesting for the readers to read. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, now we are going to move on to the work text in the second video.